Okay, hi Benny. I am so glad to have you and to talk with you. Since you are here, and I really want to have to talk about your story. How did you start with languages and traveling? And so, yeah,
Yeah. I was an engineer in university, and then when I graduated at the age of 21, I only spoke English. And I moved to Spain. I lived there for 6 months, and I did not learn any Spanish. So moving to the country didn't solve the problem for me. But I tried different learning approaches, and most important of all, I tried to start speaking Spanish because that's the biggest problem people have is they study, and they think if I study enough, then I'll just magically speak the language. But it doesn't work like that. It's like riding a bike. You
yeah,
have to get on it and start practicing. It'll be wobbly, but you'll make progress, and that's what I learned. So over the years, I've done this with many other languages, and started a blog to share my stories and my YouTube channel, and yeah, that's what I've been doing in a nutshell.
yeah. You inspired so many people to learn languages. But what can you say about people when they are afraid to speak for the first time and they just postpone to speak because I need to review more flashcards, or I don't know, I need to learn more before I'm not ready, I don't feel ready.
Right. Well, one problem a lot of language learners have is perfectionism. So they feel like you can't speak the language until you speak it perfectly. And they think if I make mistakes, people will laugh at me and I'll insult them or something.
Mm.
But I feel if you're an absolute beginner, you should think of it a different way. Try to make your goal to make hundreds of mistakes. So if you accept from the beginning, I'm going to speak this language and I'm going to speak it with mistakes, but the mistakes aren't the problem. The purpose is, can the other person understand me? That's what makes a world of difference. So if I was learning French and I wanted to say, I'm going to the supermarket, but I don't know how to conjugate the verb and I don't know all this, it's okay to say, je allais à le supermarché, and it's not perfect, but it's understandable.
Yeah, it's about communication.
And that's what
And
people need to work on.
people, they never judge you, no? Not to speak
Exactly.
perfectly the language. So
And when you start the language, then you get these mistakes out of your system, and later you can speak it correctly.
mm, okay. Maybe if you want, we can speak a little bit in French. So, je me demandais combien de langues tu parlais maintenant, à quel niveau. Je sais que c'est difficile à répondre, mais
Oui, alors ça dépend toujours la définition de parler
oui.
une langue. Donc moi je dis que je parle une langue si je peux me débrouiller, euh, disons d'un niveau B1.
Ouais.
Et je pense que je parle 12 langues d'un niveau B1 jusqu'à C2. Et, mais couramment, je parle peut-être 5 langues.
Couramment comme ta langue maternelle presque.
Non,
Ouais,
non.
avec-
Couramment, pour moi, ça veut dire que je peux sortir avec les gens, je peux parler de n'importe quoi,
D'accord.
même que, comme en français, j'ai un
Ouais.
accent, je fais des erreurs de temps en temps, mais je peux faire presque tout en
Ah, tout à
cette
fait.
langue.
Ouais. Ok. C'est intéressant parce que tu as appris beaucoup plus de langues. Tu as appris peut-être, je sais pas,
Oh
j'ai
oui,
pu
oui,
compter
j'ai pris
16,
25 langues,
25 langues.
mais
Ah oui.
j'ai oublié la plupart de
Ouais.
cette langue parce que j'ai pas maintenu.
Ouais. Well, thank you so much, Benny, for your time, and I hope you enjoy it. And bye bye. See you later.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Take care, everybody.
Bye.